You ever wake up and just choose chaos? Like chaos is just, that's what today is. Everything is as random as possible. Shuffle, random resources. And I'm just going to roll until I get a bad start or a godlike start. Either bad or godlike. Now, when I say bad, I don't mean like, oh, like there's not enough hills. I mean, I spawn on like a one-tile island. Bad. That's what we're doing today. Hey, Spuddies, Potato Big Whiskey here, and welcome to a little bit of chaos. I have no idea what today holds for you. We did roll Inca for our first one. This start is too good. Oh, it's too good. But it's not legendary. It's not like, man, it is kind of fun though. I'm tempted, but this doesn't feel good enough. I did save it, but let's go ahead and roll the dice once again. Again, I'm looking at this start, and it's a nice start for Sweden, but I don't think it's worth saving, nor is it worth playing. We're going to roll that dice a few more times. We're going to scratch around that barrel. Okay, we rolled Russia. This could be an interesting one. Oh, hello. Now this is a start right here. I do like the idea of an edge tundra start. The question is, do we go for a religious, culture, science, diplo, or what kind of game do we go? Well, I definitely feel like we settle in place here. Moving one tile left seems fine too. If I move one tile left, I get a 3 food 2 culture tile in my inner ring, and I will grow to that 2 food 2 production tile really quickly. So I think I'm going to move one tile left. I could also move to here, but I think I'm going to move one tile left and live right there. Now, let's talk about Russia's bonuses here. We get science and culture from trade routes to civilizations that are more advanced than us. We get +1 per 3 technologies or civics ahead. So we don't need to focus on culture and science, although we can. Honestly, this is kind of a forgettable bonus. The really important thing is that we get extra territory upon we founding cities, and we get +1 faith and +1 production from tundra. Our units don't get hurt by blizzards, and blizzards that are at war with us take 100% damage from blizzards inside our territory. We also get the Cossack and the Flay de Shay, the cream of the crop, the Lavra. It's a half-price holy site district that also gives you great artist, great writer, and great musician points, which is fantastic. So this will definitely be a religion game. We're definitely going to get a religion. We're going to found a city here. We get +3 era scores. We're already starting off with an incredible era score. Here's the thing. Do I want 3 food, 1 production, 2 culture, or do I want 2 food, 1 culture? Which of these 2 tiles do I work? So I could trade 1 surplus food for 2 surplus production. Let's have a look and see how quickly we could build something. So we definitely want to go, I think, a single scout for a religion game and straight into astrology. We go, it's usually scout or slinger into a settler into a holy site. That is the usual build for a game like this. What we want to do is scout the edge of the tundra, because that's where the majority of our early cities are going to go. And the scout is a really good way to get era score. Okay, we did find Hong Kong, which is slightly unfortunate. Because if I had settled 1 tile to the right, which would have honestly been fine, I would have been able to 1, 2, 3. I would have been able to crank a city in there, although it wouldn't have been a very good city. So hopefully we can find freshwater or coast to the north. However, finding Hong Kong early does give us +1 production. I would like the scout and the city to finish construction at the same time. So I'm going to switch to the production tile for 1 turn to see if I can get them closer to lining up. And it's going to require a little bit of juggling to see if we can get them to line up. So 4 and 5 right now. And the reason we want them to line up is because the second that we finish that scout, we want to start building a settler. Although we would happier be in a situation where we finished the growth first. So switching them back and forth every turn seems like a totally reasonable thing until we can get them to line up nicely. Yeah, now they've lined up perfectly, so they'll both finish next turn, switching back and forth between these tiles. Let's send the scout to the east. Oh no, I actually settled in the perfect place to cripple my tundra. Now this is a volcano, so we do want to avoid putting holy sites next to it. We can do that. That's like not a completely insane thing to do. There's also a ivory over here, so we could go for a Temple of Artemis play. It only needs to be adjacent to a camp, and it would give us 4 food and 3 housing, so there is something there. Definitely want to do production focus, although not at the expense of these other things. These tiles are fantastic. Yeah, well, the settlement location that I chose was just exactly perfectly bad. We have met the Maori, which is also bad. Now, we don't need God King in this game, unless we want to get a really fast Pantheon. I think I would rather get Urban Planning and Discipline. This will give me the extra production, and this will get me this. And the extra production should shave a turn off that settler over the course of time. There is more tundra over here to the left. I may have to settle a city on this snowy freshwater, which is very weird. I'm going to open up with foreign trade because I think an early trader could really help this city if I go for it. There is a barb camp down there. I'm going to start moving my warrior to go deal with that. It's important that we deal with those barb camps. It's also important that we hit these scouts to drive them away. Now, we should do more damage than we take here, so we will get a slight advantage. We found a tribal village, yoink, 40 gold. You love to see it. This is also a fairly vanilla game. There's no extra game modes added. There's no extra mods. It's all just UI mods. Now this is slightly more annoying. Let's grab this, another 40 gold. So we could, in theory, buy a builder in the very near future, which would significantly speed up our ability to get craftsmanship if we improved 3 tiles. In particular, I would like to unlock animal husbandry to get camps so we can go for the Temple of Artemis. There's astrology. We have access to the Lavra. +5 is really nice here. This +3 would eventually be a +6 to +7. So I'm going to go ahead and place the Lavra there. We're not going to finish it though. Nice, that warrior killed that scout for me, which is fantastic. And it looks like the Maori killed off this city for me, which is excellent. I may not settle on that freshwater. I may settle like here or something. I'm trying to think about where the best city. I think settling right here gets me 1, 2, 3, gets me truffles eventually, which I think is pretty valuable. Okay, we met Hammurabi. It is an honor to meet you. We would love to sample your hospitality. We also found Mount Everest. Now, Mount Everest is a 3-tile impassable natural wonder, provides +1 fate to adjacent tiles, and religious units who move next to it ignore hills for the rest of the game. So where did we find that? We found that over by Geneva. We were not the first to find Geneva. We were the first to find Hong Kong, which will give us +1 production towards wonders, buildings, and districts, which is quite helpful in the grand scheme of things. Babylon is quite close, so I'm going to send him a delegation. It does cost me 25 gold. We've unlocked foreign trade. I probably meant to switch there, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and start working towards early empire. We definitely want that governor title. There is something to be said to purchase a trader at 170 here. Now, I think the obvious move for us is to immediately work on getting a Lavra. Russia is a civilization that heavily relies upon getting a religion, and the earlier we can secure that religion, both in terms of securing ourselves a golden age as well for monumentality, is honestly paramount. Yeah, so picking up a Pantheon as well. It looks like somebody took the Tundra Pantheon, which is incredibly frustrating because that means there is a Canada in the game. I do think, since Russia is already really good at generating great people, Divine Spark actually synergizes pretty well with them. We could go for a monument religion to make world wonders, especially if we're going to go for the early temple. I kind of like the Divine Spark here. Let me have a look around. Goddess of the Hunt is also pretty good. We have a camp here. We have a camp here. A camp here. That's only really 3. No deer spawned in my capital, which is a little bit unfortunate. There is elephant here. Yeah, unfortunately, someone took the Tundra Pantheon. I'm thinking of settling right here between these mountains. It gives me good security. I have reasonable reach into this grassland down here. I think it's the play. And then I think I'm just going to go ahead and take Divine Spark, which should help me secure a religion even easier. And it'll also help me with getting great writers, which should in theory help me win a religion or a culture victory even easier, if that's the path that I decide to go down. Right, +4 air explore for the Lavra. We also unlocked animal husbandry. So I could go straight for the shrine, which would get me faith income. I could hard build a trader or a builder. There's quite a few options here that make sense. I think if we're going for a hard faith game, I think going straight into the religion is the move. Let's drop the +3 Lavra in here. That'll take 7 turns. Nobody has beaten us to a great profit yet. Only the Stonehenge should beat us. And honestly, we could build Stonehenge, but I don't want to. I would rather just build the shrine and get that +1 great profit point per turn, because this is going to lead to a lot of faith over the course of the game. I'm going to slowly work on archery and see where we stand when we get closer to it. We have been scouted by a barb scout over here, which could have come from this camp or from the north. So it depends on which way it walks. If it walks left, it was from this camp. If it walks north, it was from this. So it did actually walk left. Come on, give me the kill. The low roll. Unlucky. I would have liked to have cleared that barb camp. It is an honor to meet you. We would like to sample your hospitality. You're not close enough for me to send you a delegation though. So I'm not going to bother. You're kind of far away and you're dealing with barbs. So I can get away with that. Ugh, that 50 gold and the boost towards military tradition could have been mine, but I rolled low. So I'm a little bit worried about encroachment from this Barb Scout, so I am just going to go ahead and buy a Slinger to try and deal with that. And I lost my Scout down here, which really hurts my ability to generate era score, honestly. That's a bit of a problem in a game that's going to be dependent upon me getting a certain amount of era score by a certain time. Now, getting a religion will get me a lot of era score. That'll be helpful. And also, it would be nice if we could build the Mahabodhi Temple. The 2 Apostles is fantastic. Now, to get there, in an ideal world, we would build a wonder. And I think the wonder to go for is the Oracle. So I think I'm going to queue up the Oracle right now, because if I could get that started, that would boost me through drama and poetry, and I could go straight for the Mahabodhi. So we could do something like, let's say in theory, we get this Oracle. Wait. No. We need to finish early Empire to get the governor title, to get Magnus to chop out the Oracle. That's the play. And then in between this, we could very easily fit a theater square. And the Mahabodhi Temple should in theory fit here, giving us a +5 on this. And this is starting to shape up to be how I want to build my government, or rather my capital, not my government. So this Barbarian Scout has had his Barb Camp killed, which means he's enraged, which means he will just attack the first thing that he sees. So he should try to kill himself on my Slinger, which will give me a chance to level up my Slinger. Okay, Shrine was completed in here. We really need a builder, but we also need to get 2 more Slingers. So I'm going to work on Slingers right now, and I'm going to transition out of researching archery. And instead I'm going to research mining so I can chop some woods, because I'm going to need to be able to chop this woods. Honestly, this woods and this woods as well, which is all 3 of my builder charges that should be coming. But I also want to get 3 archers for the future, because getting 3 archers allows me to boost the crossbowman tech. So I'm going to attack with my warrior and then attack with my Slinger. That will get me the boost for archery, so I'm one turn away from getting archers, which is fantastic. In terms of Great Profits, I'm up to +7 per turn, which is kind of absurd. So we should hit at least one of the first religions in the game. If not the first, we should be second. Now, we did finish early Empire, which has given us Limitanii and colonization. We're not building settlers right now. In fact, our goal is to build settlers using faith in the next era. So I think we just don't change anything right now. I think we're pretty happy with how things are in our government. We are going to immediately grab Magnus because he fits into our game plan. We're going to start researching mysticism, and we'll see where we end up from that. There is something to be said for a preserve over here. The appeal is really nice in this area. I could build my districts over here to the right, put a preserve over here if I wanted to, and there could fit at least 2 decent national parks in here. Not entirely sure if that's what I'm going to do, but it's definitely on the cards. There's our second Slinger, which means I now feel safe to start building the builder. There's the Barb Camp. Now I'm hoping that this barbarian actually comes to fight me. Yes, usually barbarian spearmen are willing to step off their barb camps to come fight you. So I'm going to retreat across the river so we have even higher defensive bonuses. I'm going to swing around with my warrior to see if we can run in and steal that. So he should advance. And if I cross the river, nobody's recruited a great person. So I have actually the pick of religions. Even though I lost my pantheon, I have the pick of religions. I'm going to go ahead and found in St. Petersburg. Let's go ahead and build that shrine. Slinger to the north. And I get to choose my religion now. I really want to think about this. We're worshipping Mr. Squiggles, the Squiggly Squiggler. Okay, so there's actually a lot of really cool and interesting choices here. First of all, choral music just gives us an insane cultural output. Like, insane. Ridiculous. Work ethic is pretty okay. We didn't get an adjacency pantheon, so that kind of isn't great. It's okay. We can still do a lot with work ethic. Another one is Feed the World. Being able to get an insane amount of growth is really valuable here. I'm tempted by Feed the World because it's kind of fun, even though it's not the standard Russia play. It's so rare that I get to play around with Feed the World. Divine Inspiration is more of a China build. I'm going to go with Feed the World because it's such a fun one. And then it's a question of, do I want to go Gurdwaras for even more food and housing, or do I go with Stupas for the amenities to maintain that housing? I think lay ministry is honestly pretty darn good here, but the gold from Tithe is super good. I think I'm going to go for Tithe. 3 gold for each city following the religion means I don't have to build commercial hubs early. It's +6 gold per turn right now. And any passive spreading that happens from Mr. Squiggles is just going to be really useful to me. Right, so he attacked across the river, doing slightly more damage, but then I get to attack without taking counterattack damage, which puts me in a significant advantage. Now we know what's to our north, and it's nothing particularly interesting. I would like to get over here to this tundra area. There's at least 2 decent cities that I can squeeze into this. There's at least 1 good city. Let's get pottery. Getting granaries early will be useful. I'll take volley on my archers. Well, my soon-to-be archers. And my builder is about to finish, so I'll be able to start chopping out the oracle. 10 turns until the next era. I think clearing this barb camp will get me through. We have just unlocked mysticism, so we've unlocked the preserve in the grove. We'll go through here. That's that +3 era score. So a golden age has been secured for us. And the great thing is there's a bunch of barb galleys in here that I can farm experience off with my archers, future archers. Let's get chopping. So we're gonna plonk down that oracle. It's a 290 production wonder. In an ideal world, we would have Core V plugged in. I don't think rushing Classical Republic is that important for us this game. I think rushing Theology could be really interesting. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna save my envoy. I don't need to send it anywhere yet. So let's do the counting. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's gonna take 6 turns to get through the chopping here, okay? So that means we can chop 45 times 3 production, which is 90, 130, 135 production. If I wait 3 turns for the next tech to finish, I might get a slightly more efficient chop. Or, yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 1, 2, 3. Yeah, maybe. I would probably want to finish archery. Let's finish archery and pottery and see if that gets me closer, because I want to maximize the amount of production I get out of this chop, and I need to time it very carefully. So there's archery completed. We're still on 45, so we want to see if pottery finishes. We got the promotion on our warrior. Let's take battle cry because it's more generally useful on the offensive for clearing barbs. Next turn pottery will finish. You attack there, you attack there. So there's pottery finished, which should bring us up to, it's still 45. So it must be that we've got more of the culture tree research, which makes sense because we do have more culture per turn, which means I should start chopping now. So 1 chop gets 4 turns off. And don't forget, I'm also going to be chopping away some of my production by doing this. Attack here. You have a promo. I think I'm going to go for state workforce because I want this governor title and this government plaza. I'm probably not going to be able to chop out the Mahabodhi if I chop out the oracle. I might be able to. There's 1, 2, well, okay, 1, 2 chops, and then 1, 2, 3 chops. Okay, so we might be able to make it work. I don't know. I'm trying something a little different here. Promotion on you. You get that kill. There's bronze working boosted. Excellent. So one issue I have right now is I'm not getting scout information. Somebody stole oracle, which is not the end of the world, because I only used 1 of my chops. We have about a hunter production in reserve, which is a preserve. But do I really want to preserve? Not really. So instead, I'm going to go for another settler and transition to state workforce and political philosophy, because I don't want to build Stonehenge. 67 production was salvaged. Honestly, I think the thing to build is a settler here. It's worth quite a bit of faith in the next era. I'm going to use my gold to buy the elephant tile. Oh, I don't want to improve that yet, do I? No, I don't. Oops. I'm going to buy people's Diplo favor for the cheap because it's not worth much right now. And I'm going to sell my open borders so I can go and buy this jade, and then I can sell that jade to the AI for more gold, and I can buy access to another jade. Right, Ancient Era ends in 1 turn. Right, there's writing unlocked. World has entered the Classical Era. I got a Golden Age. A couple people got Golden Ages. I think the obvious thing to go here is Monumentality. Boom. So now we can buy settlers and builders for faith. Let's improve this mine. We will instantaneously open up the quick deals screen, and we'll sell this off for 157 gold. And then we'll use that to buy another tile. Because like this, finishing this settler is worth 150 faith basically. So I'm gonna let that finish. I do think settling down here is like a reasonable move by me. As is settling over here on this coast, slowly farming 1 experience at a time on here. It'll take the slinger a while to chew through these, but it is a little bit of XP. I guess we'll unlock bronze working. Iron is another thing that we can sell to the AI. I'm also going to see if anyone wants to sell me more Diplo favor. Gaul will actually buy Diplo favor off me, so I'm going to sell that to him. So I'm ending up with a lot of resources. These are just the things you should do to exploit the AI. So we got the shrine in Yaroslavl, which will give the city quite a bit of food. Let's have a look at the city-state quests real quick. Now that we're in a new era, trying to remember where the city-state quest screen is. Maybe I don't have that mod installed. I might have forgotten to install the better city-states UI. Yeah, maybe I did. But now we're in a new era. We can take suzerainty of Hong Kong. It would be nice to get Geneva, but I think I'm going to go for Hong Kong first. That's going to get me +2 era score, as well as just generally access to these units and stuff like that. I could, in theory, kill Hong Kong. I don't know if that serves my goals. I do think a monument in Yaroslavl, getting that extra culture, in the door would be great. I kind of need scouts though as well. So I'm going to pop out 2 scouts right now real quick. And I also think I'm going to send settlers down south. Let's get the second copy of Jade online. We could sell this off as well, but I'd rather keep it. I'm wondering, does anyone have luxury resources that they want to sell? No one wants to sell. Right, boom, Barb Boat has been killed. Let's immediately faith purchase a settler here in Yaroslav. Which tile do I want to settle on? Honestly, I don't even want to settle coastally. It's not even that good of a coast. So I think I'm going to settle right there. Turn this useless desert tile into a useful tile. I position myself away from the coast. I still capture all the resources here. And there's still a couple +2 lavras, and I can use up this bad tundra tile, or bad desert tile rather, for a fast lavra. Okay, with the completion of a scout in the capital, I think we're going to go for the monument as well. Where am I going to be building my government plaza? If I put my government plaza here, and then I move my theater square to here, I could, in theory, put a commercial hub here, and this is still a fantastic arrangement of districts. I don't really have the setup to like cram cities together and get an amazing government plaza bonus, so I think I'm willing to take this as a bonus. I think that does mean I want to have a builder though, for when St. Petersburg finishes this monument, or at least when we finish state workforce. It looks like Babylon's at war with Hong Kong, which is honestly kind of good for me because now he's going to use up his military fighting a pointless war. I'm thinking of settling right here because there's a pretty good holy site right there. And then as a way to shore up the loyalty, I'll settle right here immediately afterwards. So next turn, I'll be able to buy that settler and execute that plan. I think Wolan in particular might be a worthy kill too at some point this game. Depends on exactly how I want to play. All right, another scout is finished. I'm going to send that through Hong Kong. My hope is to maybe use some units to clog up Hong Kong's city tiles to prevent him from getting a really good surround on the city. Particularly if I stand here, he can't get around the city, so that's going to be one of my goals. And if I stand here and here, or here and here, he'll have to do like a very big wrap. So we're going to try and defend that city. Now that the scout is completed here in Yaroslav, do I want to go for a third scout? I think what we'll do is we'll go for that monument. The culture is a big deal. Let's talk to Persia and get open borders from him. This will allow us to scout his lands a little bit more effectively. The fact that there's a battering, like a -6 over here now is kind of scarier. I don't even know where that's coming from. I mean, we could still hold it with a governor, and we're about to get another governor title. Monument completed in the capital. I think the obvious thing to do is to put a single turn into a granary and then switch to government plaza next turn. So if my city-state clears one of these tiles, I will be stepping onto it to block. It's their state workforce. We get access to Core V, Conscription, and the government plaza. First things first, we cancel the granary. We place the government plaza here. We chop, boom, one turning the government plaza, which means we have 2 governor titles available. I'm going to take Pingala. I'm going to pop Pingala into St. Petersburg, and I'm going to promote Pingala with Connoisseur. Growth is in a really good place here. Let's put in more turns into that granary, the faster we can grow. We don't need the housing, and the +1 food isn't that much, honestly. So maybe we could go for the trader, or we could hard build a builder, because there are tiles here that are worth improving. So now that Hong Kong's in genuine danger, I may consider moving over here with an archer or 2 to support the city with support fire. Or another possible action is to steal the city for myself. Either of those, mainly I just need to deny them from getting it. Either of those outcomes is actually perfectly fine by me. I don't want to declare war on Babylon himself, though. Let's yoink this camp, which is a +1 amenity. We could sell this. 6 gold per turn isn't very much. Can I purchase any luxuries? What about Diplo Favor? Yeah, some people are still selling Diplo Favor on the cheap. Who's buying? Looks like Babylon will buy for 12 gold per turn. I'll take that deal. That has netted us up to 23 gold per turn, so probably could buy a settler for gold almost. I'm going to go ahead and gold purchase a trader in the city of Novgorod, a trade with St. Petersburg. All right, -1 loyalty, boom. Very, very livable here. We have a Lavra. There's a +5, +6 Lavra in there. Okay, very happy with the decision to settle this city. Let's make an archer. I have other slingers on the way too. We're going to send this trader from Novgorod to St. Petersburg. 3 food, 2 production. Very helpful. Maybe declaring war on Babylon is my only choice. He is my friend, kinda. Right, we get the mine improved here. Ironworking is improved. Apprenticeship has improved. I think plonking the city 1 tile to the left gets me an extra stone chop. And it's probably good for me to unlock masonry. So let's settle this city. Boom. And move this settler down so we can get this iron online, because that's a sellable resource and that's important that we're selling. Totally should also get another builder and maybe get the Temple of Artemis if we can. Could chop out the Temple of Artemis in Novgorod. Placed in the right place, like if I put it here, it would get 1, 2, Well, 1, 2, 3. 3 luxuries in a single city ain't bad. As well as getting rid of a weak desert tile. Can it be placed on desert tiles? I think it can. So that tells me I need to assign Magnus to Novgorod and prepare a chopping frenzy. So I think if the Temple of Artemis is going to go here, then I definitely think that the theater square should go there. A farm triangle fits in here pretty nicely, and then probably just plonk the commercial hub on the coastline here. I guess in theory I could put it here and I would get some adjacency on this, but I don't think I care about that as much. Moscow, there's a +3 labyrinth there. It's actually a really nice labyrinth. Let's do it. Really nice that we're already earning great rider points. It's going to really help us out. I am feeling a little bit vulnerable. I think I'm going to surprise war Babylon, because that will reset his units out of Hong Kong and buy me time to kill Hong Kong myself. Let's build a quarry to boost masonry, because that is worth a little bit of extra science. Shoot you there. Shoot you there. Get that kill. We'll upgrade to archer. And then next turn, we should have 3 archers in range of Hong Kong and we can kill the city ourselves and then peace out Babylon. And in this way, we've prevented him from taking a city that we didn't want him to take. It does mean that we lost our gold trade deal with him, but that's fine. I can buy an archer in Moscow very soon. But I tell you what, on the eve of a potential war, we're going to call this the end of the episode. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.